Hey everybody, what's up? This is Rich. In this video I'm going to show you a utility called the Nuvi Editor by a guy called Slow Jim. That is his name. That's what he does. It is a free utility, and if you happen to be a user of a Garmin GPS device, you will really like this, and I'll show you why. I'm going to give you an example here. I want to map out a location, which happens to be an IMAX theater in Tampa, Florida. So what I'm going to do is actually get the address first. So I'm just going to do IMAX Tampa FL. And this is the one I want, which is Channelside Cinemas, IMAX 601 Channelside Drive, Tampa, Florida. And let me just minimize this and bring up the Nuvi Editor. This is what it looks like by default. It's a very simple utility. What I'm going to do is that I needed the address first, which was 601 Channelside Drive, and what I can do, let me just show you how this works. First, I'm actually going to type in the address here. 601 Channelside Drive, Tampa, FL, and that's all I'm going to type in here. The first thing I'm going to do is do the Geo Coder, and I'm doing this for a reason, and you'll see why in a second. It has to think about it for a little bit before it actually brings up the Geo Coder. But once it does, it actually gives you the coordinate information, which is important, and you kind of need that. And there it is. So here are the coordinates, and what I do is I click it. If there were more choices, it would show it, and then copy coordinates and address. Hit OK. You'll notice the first thing it did is fix the address so it has proper casing and everything, and it added in the zip code and the country. And the first thing I'm going to do is change the symbol here to movie theater, which is right there. And I will just call this IMAX Tampa. Now here's something else you can do in the Nuvi Editor, which is, this is just plain awesome what you can do with this. I'm going to click the button at the bottom left that says Google Maps. Now what I want to do is have this, instead of direct me directly to the theater, is to actually the parking garage, because that's where I would be going anyway. You go into the garage and then you go to the theater afterwards. So I'm going to go to satellite view and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Now the theater is right about here and the parking garage entrance is right here. So what I'm going to do is zoom back a little bit, take this and drag it, drop it. It will automatically adjust the latitude and longitude coordinates. I copy, and that's it. Now when I have this in my GPS, I can actually, it will take me directly to the parking garage. So you can actually get that precise with this, where you can go into the Google Maps and get it. You can type in an address, go to the Geo Coder first, it fills in the information, then go to Google Maps and fine tune it. And that's all there is to it. And being this is called the Nuvi Editor, it's for Garmin Nuvi devices. I can go to GPS and then connect, and then what you do first is that you plug in your Garmin Nuvi GPS into your PC, and then you connect and send it, and that's it. It's in the GPS at that point. This is probably one of the best GPS utilities I've ever seen, just because it's wonderful. And yes, you can do multiple entries. So if I do add new, and let's just say I want to add in another item, I will go back to Google Maps again, and I'm just going to search for theater, Tampa FL, and there's a couple of them. Oh, there was one right there. MOSI, the Museum of Science and Industry, 4801 East Fowler Avenue. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that information, go back into here, paste it in, Tampa FL, do the Geo Coder again. The second time you run it, it's a lot faster. I got my coordinates, copy address, copy coordinates, and then go back to Google Maps again, and there's a Museum of Science and Industry. Go to satellite view. Now that put me directly on top of the building, so what I would rather do is either go here or to the entrance. So what I will do is zoom in just a little bit tighter and drag this right to the entrance right there, and copy, and then I name it afterwards, MOSI, and then I will label this one as a museum, like that. And yeah, then I can just do GPS connect, and then I can send the information. And by the way, when you do send favorites or waypoints over to a Nuvi device, it will not erase the existing ones at all, which is great. It'll just add to whatever you have in there. And when I say Nuvi, this is any Nuvi model. Nuvi 200, Nuvi 255, Nuvi, what else is there? 760, Nuvi 205, 275, whatever model you have, it will work with it. And let's just say for the moment you don't have a Garmin, but you really like this utility. You can export to CSV. There's normal and a consolidate description. So at least you can get the coordinates out of it. And I don't know if that works with POI importing, which is point of interest. I haven't tried it for other units such as TomToms or Magellans or things like that, but at least you have the option. If you don't have a Garmin, you can export it to just a comma separated value file and go from there. So yeah, that's about it. But this is great. It's especially useful for those that use Garmin's and tried the map source software and found out it was pretty terrible. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Map source is actually not bad. It's just not the easiest thing to work with in the world. This, on the other hand, this Nuvi editor is easy and totally free. So the link to get it will be in the sidebar, so go ahead and download it if you have a Garmin GPS and start mapping locations. It's easier than doing it from the unit itself, and you can fine tune it right down to drag and drop wherever you want to go. That's it. Take it easy.